You know that really weird feeling? When you're in a room packed with people, but you feel completely and utterly alone? It's something pretty much all of us have felt. But man, is it a confusing one.
I mean, just picture it for a second. You're at a party, maybe a big meeting at work. There's chatter everywhere. People are laughing, but you feel like you're watching it all happen from behind a giant wall of glass. You're physically there, but you're not really there. It's such a strange, unsettling feeling, right?
And that's the thing about being alone in a crowd. It's this universal human experience. But when we actually try to, put a name to it, we kind of struggle. The right words just don't seem to be there.
So, what's our go to word? Well, we usually just call it loneliness. And hey, that makes sense, right? You feel alone, so you must be lonely. It seemed pretty simple.
But is that really the whole story? What if that simple label, loneliness, is actually masking something deeper, something a little more specific? Turns out, psychology actually gives us a much better way to look at what's really going on here. See, that feeling of being alone in a crowd, it's not just one single thing. It's actually often a mix-up between two totally different feelings. And figuring out which is which, well, that's the whole ballgame. Okay, so first up, we've got loneliness in the classic sense. This is that ache you feel when you just don't have people around. It's about a physical lack of company. You want to hang out with someone, but maybe no one's available. Simple as that. But then you have this other thing, the feeling of being unseen. And this is where it gets interesting because this is completely different. The pain here isn't because people are absent. The people are right there. The pain comes from a lack of recognition or validation from them. It's a psychological gap, not a physical one.
So, let's just double down on loneliness for a sec. At its heart, it's really just about wanting someone to be with you. It's that basic, human need for connection. If loneliness had a catchphrase, it would be this: no one is with me. The problem is pretty clear: a lack of people. And the solution, at least on the surface, seems just as clear. Go find some people. Okay, but now let's shift gears and look at this other, trickier feeling: the need to be seen. This isn't about just having bodies in the room. This goes way deeper. It's about being recognized for who you actually are. And this is the absolute key difference. The catchphrase here isn't, no one is with me. It's, no one gets me. See the shift? The room can be full of people, but if none of them seem to understand you, to validate you, that's when you feel invisible. So you might be thinking, okay, why are we getting so picky with the words? Well, here's why it matters a lot. Because the fix for one of these problems will absolutely not work for the other. Naming what you're actually feeling is the only way you can start to address it. And look, when you put them side by side, it's crystal clear. With loneliness, the core feeling is no one is with me. The need is just for connection, and the solution, seeking company. But for feeling unseen, the core feeling is no one gets me. The need is for recognition, and the solution isn't more people. It's seeking real, genuine understanding. And here's the main takeaway. If what you're really feeling is unseen, then forcing yourself to go to a huge party could actually backfire, big time. Being in a crowd of people who don't understand you just makes that feeling of invisibility even stronger. It's literally like trying to cure your thirst by drinking salt water. It just makes things worse. So, what does this actually look like in real life? Well, you might feel unseen if you share some amazing news and people just kind of ignore it and change the subject. Or maybe your hard work at your job or at home just goes completely unnoticed. Or what about that feeling when you have to constantly explain yourself to people who are supposed to know you best? That's it. That's feeling unseen. And this really brings us to the most powerful part of all of this. Just having these two different words, lonely versus unseen, it gives you so much power. It takes this big, fuzzy, confusing feeling and turns it into a clear problem with a clear potential solution. You can stop just searching for any company and start looking for the right kind of connection. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to think about. Now that you have this new way of looking at things, who in your life might be feeling unseen? Maybe it's that quiet coworker or a friend who's been a little distant lately. What if the most important thing you do today is to show someone that you don't just see that they're there, you actually get them?